Alright you guys, today I'm going to be showing you when going first unless you draw Garnet.deck.
YugiNoNo!
Alright, so this is going to be my Herald deck profile. I'm going to show it to you guys because this deck is crazy competitive. I'm going to show you all the combos, all the little tips and tricks behind the deck, and hopefully you guys build it because it is extremely fun. It's extremely, combo-licious. Combo-licious, definitious, make those nerds go loco. But anyways, I'm going to show you the entire deck. I'm going to try to explain my card choices the best that I can, and then I'm going to be showing you some test hands and combos and all kinds of crazy stuff that the deck can do. Alright, so the deck starts off with 3 Herald of Perfection, of course, because this is the heart and soul of the deck. This is your main win condition. Your win condition is literally don't let your opponent play Yu-Gi-Oh! You get this guy on board, or 2 of these guys on board, or is this a guy or a girl? You know what? I don't even know what this is. But either way, you get like 1 to 2 of these on board. You get a bunch of fairies in hand. Your opponent can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay, that is the goal of the deck. I only play 2 Cyber Angel Ben 10. I only played 2 before, and honestly, you really only need 2, especially now that we have 2 prep. Like now, you really only need to play 2. This card just doesn't really do anything except for be like the tribute for Herald, which gives you a search, which is fantastic. Don't get me wrong. But just make sure that you always search this off of your prep or your ritual sanctuary, and then when you're trying to dig, be sure that you're digging for your heralds or your ritual spells over your Ben 10s because you only play 2. The deck works really great when you play it correctly and search your Ben 10 before you search your Herald, because when you're digging, with your Fluffles or with your stick chair combo, it's more likely you're going to draw the ritual spell or Herald, when you because you play 3 of it, or you can dig for that pre-prep of rights, and search your Herald and your ritual spell. So yeah, it's just better to search your Ben 10. Just a quick note. One other thing about Ben 10, I already had planned if Maxi did get hit to add the 3rd Ben 10 back. Like the 3rd Ben 10 is the first thing you add back if Maxi ever goes away, which it's looking like it's not going to because they just left it at 1. Like, it's so sacky, it's so bad. But anyways, you play your stick chairs, of course, because this is like this helps you dig because you summon the stick, special summon chair, like draw, then search, then summon, then draw again. You guys should know how stick chair works. If you don't, it's just fantastic. What you do is you have to have both of these in hand. You normal summon this, chain this from hand, and then that'll special summon itself. You get to draw a card. This will resolve getting a search for this from your deck, and then you get to immediately special summon this and then draw again. So it gives you 2 draws. Plus then you go into any rank 4 Xyz that you want that requires 3 materials, like Evil Swarm, Ouroboros, Illuminite, etc., which I'll get to later. But my favorite card of the deck is Gale Dogra, and I'll tell you why. This unbricks you because this gives you 2 searches. Yes, you have to pay 6k life, but it is also an Earth for Mrs. Radiant, so you just go into Radiant with Seraphinite, and it's fantastic. This card is wonderful. I do not regret bumping this up to 3 whatsoever, although I will say, when you play against Trickstars, you do side this out. But that's like the only matchup that you side this out in, and you put in your Hanawatas, which I'll show you later. But yeah, you have to side out Gale Dogras, otherwise you play them. It doesn't matter what deck you're playing against. I mean, against Cosmos, I could see taking 1 out or something, but I outplay Cosmos. Like, Cosmos aren't a big deal for this deck. But moving on, so you play 2 Bear and 1 Wings. This is the perfect Fluffle ratio. It really is. And at the end of your Fluffle combo, if you don't have Gale Dogra, you do have a Bear, like every time, and Bear is an Earth for Mrs. Radiant as well, so that also continues your combos. And for the last monsters, you gotta play your 1 Garnet because this is your Brilliant Fusion target, and like I said, this is win first deck unless you draw Garnet or whatever I said, and then you have to play Maxi. The thing is, Maxi sucks, hard drawing it going first, but little tip about Maxi, it is an Earth, you know what I mean? So you can normal summon it and go into Mrs. Radiant with it, but it is also a level 2, so you combine it with a 4 to summon Herald, just like, a random trick, and also you can use 2 Bears because they're both level 3 to go into Herald. Just random tricks like that, Dogra's at level 2, combine it with a 4, go into Herald. Just some stuff that, that helps unbrick you. I mean, it's not the best, it's not the most optimal thing to do, obviously, but those are just some little tidbits of information that I'm going to give you guys in case you do brick. And really, drawing Garnet is not that bad if you think about it, because if you do draw Dogra and unbrick yourself, I mean, this is a 4 you can use from your hand with Dogra to get that Dogra off the field to summon Herald, like I was just saying. So really, Garnet is only truly bad when you draw the Brilliant with it, because you can't do much with 3 cards, because if you draw Brilliant and Garnet, that's like 2 dead cards in your hand, and you can't really do anything with that. So, but yeah, if you draw 2 cards out of your hand and those other 3 cards aren't, I don't know, pre-prep of rights and a Ben 10 and something else really good, you're just not gonna have a good time. For the spells, of course, you play 3 Dawn of Herald, because how else are you gonna summon Herald? You have to have the Dawn to be able to get to your win condition. 3 pre-prep of rights, because it searches out your Dawn and your Herald. It's freaking broke. It might might be the best card in the deck. No, I would say Brilliant is the best card. It's hard to tell what the best card in the deck is. I mean, obviously, probably Herald because it is your win condition, but there's so many other good cards that get you there, like Preparation of Rites. Yeah, like Preparation of Rites. It's a 2. It's crazy. I bet you, you know, Necros players are also really happy to have that back. Preparation of Rites is just a fantastic card. It really, really is. And then you play a 3 Ritual Sanctuary, and you play Ritual Sanctuary because, like, it just gets you there as well. And usually, you know, you search it out with Terraforming, you know, of course, but usually what you do is you pitch the Toy Vendor off the Ritual Sanctuary, and you get a search for your Benton, for example, and then you use Toy Vendor to search for your bear, then pitch your bear, you know, to the graveyard, set a vendor, then activate Brilliant Fusion, for example. Brilliant Fusion will send the wings and the Garnet, and then there you go. You have your wings combo to, you know, dig into your deck and get to the pieces that you need. That is how the deck works. If you can't see that already, you know, that will be demonstrated in the combo section of the video, so don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I got you. If you guys haven't figured out how this deck plays yet, I got you. I will show you after get through the whole deck profile. And then, you know, you have your 3 Brilliant Fusions, like I was just saying. Like, Brilliant Fusion is just fantastic. It's like the best card in the deck because it fixes your hands. Like, if you don't send wings for like the Fluffle combo, what you can do is you can send Stick, and then, like, if you have enough spells in your grave, you can shuffle back, you know, 4 spells, then like summon a Stick from your graveyard, and if you have Chair in your hand, you just like chain the Chair, and then you just do like the Star Seraph combo that way, and it totally works. It's really, really good. It's another, you know, another little tidbit of information for you guys. And the last spell in the deck is Upstart Goblin because, I mean, why not? Like, it gets you there. I mean, the whole deck, like, if you're not there in your opening hand, the whole rest of the deck, like, it serves the purpose of getting you there, you know, for your broken, insane board. Like, that's the whole point of the deck. And since that is the whole point of the deck, is just getting there, you play no traps. That was 21 spells, 19 monsters, and that is the whole main deck. For the extra deck, let's go ahead and start with the Xyz, starting with what you make most. And what you make most is Ouroboros, because you rob a card from your opponent's hand, you go into it, you know, off a stick chair. What you go into, like, the second most, unless you go second, I would say is Illuminite, because Illuminite, it lets you discard a card and then draw a card. So basically, if you're still not there, like, you still don't have, like, your board set up, what you do is you stick chair into Illuminite, you know, then you use the stick to pop, let's just say, like a Dead Brilliant Fusion or something, draw a card, and then you use Illuminite's effect, you detach the stick, and then you discard a card from your hand and then draw a card. So it's really, really good. This card gets you there. I cannot tell you how many times this was like the last straw I needed to just, like, you know, go off. It was insane. And then going second, you always go into Deltaros because you have to, like, play through your opponent's board. Just like, you know, last week, or yeah, over a week ago now, at the Tulsa Regional, someone made a Nat Beast against me, and Deltaros outed it. Like, it was Deltaros. They had like Nat Beast and like some other cards, and like I went, you know, I went Deltaros, you know, then like stick, pop, you know, draw, and then like Deltaros, pop again. It's really, really good. And like sometimes, every now and then, you'll get the chance to like overlay with like 2 sticks in a chair to go into Deltaros. So you get 2 pops, 2 draws, and then you get the Deltaros pop. So Deltaros is fantastic going second. Like, I mean, there's times, I'm serious, like if you're going second with this deck, like you side really hard to go second, because going first, you know, like I said, you usually win. Going second, if you didn't have Deltaros, you would have no chance. Like, you have to have like stick chair in your hand. Granted, you know, you have to have stick chair in your hand, but Deltaros is just too beast. And then my tech card, Tin Archduke, it changes the battle position of a monster, and it also, if it does a flip effect for whatever reason, the flip effect is not activated. So it's a pretty clever card. And once again, you go into this off of stick chair because it requires 3 level 4 monsters. And then for your generic staple stuff that you have to play, you know, I just tech in 1 Dweller, because there are times, you know, where you have 2 sticks on the field and then just go into Dweller. It's like not bad whatsoever. And then you play, you know, your whole Utopia package, and I mean the entire Utopia package. And the reason is, you know, you have like your 2 level 4s, you know, obviously like your 2 sticks to go into Utopia, and then you like slap this on and then slap this on, or you can, you know, just slap this on, right? But then, you know, off of stick chair, you can go into this guy, you know, the Utopia Prime, and then slap lightning on that way. But you can also, what you can also do is overlay 2 Heralds for Utopia Beyond, zero out your opponent's monsters, then slap this on top of that, and then slap on a lightning, and then slam them for 5,000. So yeah, you play like every good Utopia really in this deck, and you can make it all with ease. It's fantastic. And for the last Xyz monster, Beatrice. Beatrice can kind of get you there sometimes because it sends any card. So there are times you'll send like a toy vendor, like you'll have wings in the grave, right? And then you'll go into Beatrice and like send a vendor, and then get bear to your hand, and then pitch the bear, set vendor, and then activate vendor, you know, then banish the wings, and then just like do that combo. There are times where you need to do that kind of stuff, and you know, Beatrice is just there. You know, if you have to overlay 2 heralds, you know, and to like get there to get whatever you need, you know, to try to dig for something, that's what she's for. You know, that's exactly what she's for. And then for the rest of the monsters, of course, you play Seraphonite because, you know, Brilliant Fusion, 2 heralds to send off the Gale Dogras, and really you only need 2 link monsters. These are the only 2 that I've ever needed. Mrs. Radiant being the main one that you go into all the time because you do have Earths to go into her. But then sometimes a Decode Talker is necessary. There are times where I end with a Talker. Alright, so for the side deck, you have to play the Hanuadas, or Hanuata, however you say this little guy's name, because of Trick Stars. So what you do is you side out your Gale Dogras because you don't want to pay 3,000 or 6,000 of the Dogra against Trick Stars because they will literally burn you to death. So what you do is you ghost out your, you know, Gale Dogras, you put in the Hanuatas, and this card's just fantastic. You can also, it's a level 1 tuner, so you can also use Bear with it and go into and actually hard summon your Herald of Arclight if you wanted to. So that's not a bad idea either. So what that literally means is that, like, if you play this, like, you actually have a live Herald even though you ghosted out the Gale Dogras. Just a little tip right there. But yeah, if you guys do not know this little guy's effect, it says during either player's turn, you can discard this card to make any effect damage you take this turn 0. So it's fantastic. It's also searchable in the deck off of Ben 10 when you summon Herald. And also, if you draw this little guy, you can pitch it off of Herald to negate an effect because it is a fairy. So it's just a really, really good side deck card right now in the deck. Artifact Lancia, it's just a searchable fairy. It's a hand trap. It's just, this card's just fantastic. Your opponent can't banish the turn, so it's technically good against, you know, Cosmo. It's good against Invoke shenanigans because you chain it to like the Invoke stuff. It's just a really good card all around. I don't really know, you know, what people are playing right now. I mean, the format just came out, you know, the list just dropped, so it's not really defined. So a lot of these, you know, side deck ratios can change, but I would always play 3 Hanuata because Trickstar is running around. So I think definitely side 3 of this. The ratios on this can change depending on what the, you know, what the meta is. But 2 Ghost Ogre, 2 Ghost Ogre is just fantastic. It, you know, kills Diagram, you know, all that good stuff. And then I still side the Kaijus because like going second in this deck is really terrible. So what I do is I literally like I ghost out the Brilliant Tension going second. Like I take out the Brilliant Fusions and the Garnet and put in this when I go second. I really do that. It's just like what's always worked for me. And then you know, for overkill, just like extra destruction, you play Raigeki Darkhole because it's just going second really sucks. Like I said, I mean, if like especially if you don't draw a stick chair to go into that Deltaros to like blow through your opponent's board and like play through their board, this really helps with that. Like if you don't draw, you know, that stick chair combo, you're really screwed. And then the last side deck card is Twin Twisters because this just outs like anything. I mean, it's decent against Pendulum, I guess. The thing is, the best thing against Pendulum, you know, if Pendulum's going to be really good, of course, is Anti-Spell Fragrance, but you can't play Anti-Spell Fragrance in this deck because like you play 21 spells in the deck. Like you really, that's actually not a terrible idea. You might want to side for Anti-Spell Fragrance. I just now thought of that. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. You can side Trap Eater for Anti-Spell Fragrance. You can side technically Breaker the Magical Warrior for Anti-Spell Fragrance. I mean, if you guys are scared of Anti-Spell Fragrance, those are just like 2 random suggestions. I used to side Trap Eater back in the day for Anti-Spell Fragrance. It's not a terrible card whatsoever, but as of right now, this is what my side deck looks like, and that's because, you know, the main monsters that you side, the Hanuatas and the Lancias, are searchable, and then of course the Kaijus are the Kaijus. It's just a pretty self-explanatory side deck, I feel like, but if you guys have any suggestions for it, then go ahead and let me know. I am down for any sort of suggestions whatsoever. Alright guys, I'm going to show you a pretty busted hand in the deck, and then we'll play out some random stuff. So you're going to go ahead and activate your Brilliant Fusion, and from here you're going to go ahead and send, of course, your Fluffle Wings because we have the Bear in hand, and then you're going to send that pesky Garnet. Get that out of here. Get that out of the deck, and then we're going to summon our Gymnite Garnet. And let's go ahead, from here, let's go ahead and activate our Pre-Prep and our Terraforming. So of course, Pre-Prep is going to get us, so Terraforming is going to get us Ritual Sanctuary, Pre-Prep is going to give us Dawn and Herald. So there we go, we have the Dawn and the Herald, not bad at all. Let's go ahead and deck thin. Let's go ahead and deck thin. So let's summon Gale Dogra. So summon Gale Dogra, pay 6,000 life, but it's chill because we're going to make an unbreakable board. So 6,000 life, let's search out both Ben 10s. Let's get them out of the deck. So 6,000 life, get out both Ben 10s. Okay, so now that we have deck thinned, what we're going to do, whenever we draw either a stick or a chair, we're going to search the other one by summoning, you know, Herald and off of Ben 10. That's what we're going to do. So first off, let's see if we draw either the stick or chair. Oh, sorry, we need to pitch our bear first. Duh. We need to pitch bear first. Set vendor. All right, now let's shuffle back up again, and then we activate our toy vendor, banish the bear, banish the wings, and then that'll draw, pop, draw, Very nice. And then the vendor will trigger searching out the bear. Okay, so that's a pretty busted Jesus. All right, so here's what we're gonna do now. Let's go ahead and activate our ritual sanctuary. All right, so with this hand, oh, I know what I'm gonna show you guys. Okay, so here's what you do. We're gonna go ahead and activate ritual sanctuary. We're gonna pitch dawn. We're gonna search out another dawn. So search out dawn off of the ritual sanctuary, and then what we're going to do is we're activate prep of rites, getting the dawn back, and then search the other herald. So now we're going to have a double herald play, which is ridiculous. All right, so let's go ahead and make let's make our Mrs. Radiant because we can. So there's our Mrs. Radiant. So now what we're going to do is we're going to activate dawn, and how this resolves is, you know, Benton will go, this will come out, this will banish, this will add back, you'll get the search. So that'll be like, you know, chain link 2 dawn, chain link 1 Benton. So what we're going to do is get out a search, or it actually doesn't matter how you resolve it. Either way, if you choose, you know, chain link 2, chain link 1, either way, it resolves the same. That's going to give us a search for Star Seraph a Scepter. So we have the stick in the chair, which is really, really good. Now what we do, did I shuffle? Yeah, let's go ahead and shuffle again just for good measure because we're going to be drawing. And then let's go ahead and cut again because we don't want to draw into like Brilliant Fusion or anything. It's just really bad at this point because, you know, we already did our Brilliant combo. So let's go ahead and do our stick chair. So stick, chain the chair. And then that'll trigger draw card. And we drew into vendor, which is kind of bad, but oh well, because we're gonna have like a really good board. It doesn't really matter what you draw at this point. We're gonna be like doing really, really good here. And then this will trigger. You know, the search triggers. Then you summon this, and then you draw again. Dawn and Herald, hey, we got the Dawn out of there, but now all the pre-preps are dead, which kind of sucks because that's our last Dawn. So the pre-preps are dead, that kind of sucks, but it's whatever at this point. Let's go ahead and overlay for 3. Go into our Evil Storm Ouroboros. Stick will trigger on summon. So pop the Dead Brilliant, draw another card. It's a stick, hey, not bad. So we got another fairy for a negate. Let's go ahead and activate Ouroboros, robbing a card from our opponent's hand. That's really, really good. All right, so here's our hand so far. We still have like so much stuff, it's ridiculous. All right, so what we're gonna do though, what we're gonna do is activate Dawn. You know, same motion. This will, you know, come back. This will banish, and the Herald will come out, and then you'll get a search. And this time, let's go ahead and search since we want that other stick. Yeah, we want either that other stick or a Herald. Yeah, let's go ahead and get the Herald because we're just gonna do triple Herald because why not? Oh my gosh, why not? All right, let's go ahead and activate Dawn. Oh, hey, this is what I did last night and showed you guys on Facebook. I just realized I drew the same hand. That's crazy. All right, so activate. You know, this will come back. Then we'll get another search. So busted. Let's get let's get the stick. Let's get the stick out of there. All right, so we have room for one more monster. Not bad. One more monster. Let's see if we have 4 spells to shuffle back, though. Yeah, 1, 2. The bad news is your deck's like completely dead. Your deck is literally going to be dead inside. Like you've drained all your resources, but your opponent's not going to be able to break this. So what you do is you activate Ritual Sanctuary. Your second effect, you shuffle back 4 spells. You know, because this is a level 4. You summon this out, activate its effect on summon, and then what you do is get that last chair out of the deck. And we have too many cards in hand. We actually have too many cards in hand. I don't know why I was just shuffling the graveyard. The deck, but it doesn't really matter. Your opponent's already scooped at this point anyways. But yeah, you have, so you're gonna set that because you have too many cards in hand. You just ended with 6 negates, 3 heralds on the board. They're gonna start with 5 cards because the Ouroboros. Like, what do they even do? And you could still keep going technically. And that's actually another good note I can give you is that pile shuffling is pretty important in the deck because you want to not draw your Garnet. I cannot stress that enough because every time I've lost, it seems like, or like most of the time when I lose with this deck, it's because I either just lose and lose die rolls, or it's because I drew Garnet. You know what I mean? Like any other time, you win the die roll, you go first, like you win. And you don't draw Garnet. It's just, it's a broken deck. It really is. And it's untouched by the ban list. And I don't play it. I don't play this deck to be a dick. I play this deck because it's like ban list proof. I mean, maybe the Brilliant Engine's not, but like the rest of the deck, Herald itself is pretty ban list proof. It's not topping any events. It's not tier 0, even though it is very, very powerful. It's not anywhere near like a tier 0 deck or anything. But let's go ahead and cut that in half. and draw our cards. Interesting hand, very interesting hand. So we're gonna have like an all Herald type of deal here. Let's go ahead and get our searches. So we're gonna do pre-prep, of course, and then terraforming. So terraforming for Ritual Sanctuary, pre-prep for that Herald, and then the Dawn. So what we're gonna do here is pretty interesting. You don't really normally do this, but we're gonna kind of have to make the best board that we can. And like I said, I'm just gonna play out any hand that I draw, you know, to be more realistic about the deck. So let's activate Ritual Sanctuary, pitch the pre-prep. So pitch the pre-prep and then search out the bin 10. So bin 10, nice, and then we're gonna activate Dawn. So activate Dawn of Herald. Same motion, you know, that like we did in the last combo, that'll come back. Herald will come out, and then you'll get a search for stick in this situation, and then you'll normal summon the stick, and then search a chair. And honestly, that is the best board you could have ended with that hand. And you have almost enough spells in the graveyard, so if this does die, like, and you have another spell to pitch off the Ritual Sanctuary, you can shuffle this back, and, you know, shuffle the spells back, summon this back, and then, like, chain the chair from your hand. And pile shuffle complete. Let's go ahead and try to get something. Let's try to get something that I have to draw into that's not just given to me. Although, those hands are really, really nice when you just immediately draw everything that you need. You just have to use all the little, you know, engines, you know, that all work together in the deck to get you where you need to be. So let's go ahead and cut this in half and see what we can get out of this. All right. Not the best, but something that we can definitely work with here. So let's do terraforming and pre-prep. So pre-prep will get us Dawn, Herald, and the Ritual Sanctuary off of terraforming and pre-prep. Now what we're going to do is we are going to activate Ritual Sanctuary, and let's go ahead and pitch Ritual Sanctuary off the Ritual Sanctuary and search out a bin 10. So you know, right there, it's just like, you know, the deck at work. You know, between the field spells, between, you know, the bin 10. I mean, what we're gonna do now. I mean, you guys can see where we're going with this. We're gonna, you know, do this motion again. Herald will come out, and then we'll search a stick. So I mean, between everything in the deck, like, it just works together really well. I mean, you know, you kind of have to pile shuffle every time, which is kind of a pain, but like it's so worth it, you know, for the boards that you get to make. It really, really is. So let's go ahead and normal summon. Yep, and then chain, draw. Ooh, good draw. And then search out the other chair, of course, and then summon that chair and see what we rip off of this draw now. So, and then draw. Ooh, Max C, very nice. So yeah, Max C was one of those cards, like I said earlier, you don't want to hard draw into it going first. You want to draw into it though. Like, you want to like see it, but you don't want to, like, you know, draw it in your opening hand, especially not with, like, you know, a Garnet too, because that sucks. All right, so from here, let's activate Prep of Rights, get another Herald out, because why the hell not? So from here, you could try to dig for more fairies if you wanted to, and we really want more fairies, but we're gonna get, you know, the stick back, you know, off of, because we have, you know, four spells, so we're gonna get the stick back, you know, for an extra chair in hand. From here, we don't want to use Stick's effect to pop the Ritual Sanctuary because we want that extra, you know, guaranteed fairy. So let's just go Ouroboros, no effect on that. Or you could technically pop the Herald. That wouldn't be too bad if you wanted to draw something, but let's just go for double Herald in case they have a Kaiju. That's just like the safer move here. So you know, rob a card from them, no effect off of the stick. Shuffle back. You know, well, actually from here, ooh, do we want to? We can technically search out the chair. Let's not do it though. Let's try to get the chair out of the deck. So let's shuffle back all four of these. You know, summon and then effect, and that's going to give us our chair search. I mean, because we can, you know, let's just go with it. Let's just play it safe. Let's do the actual move that we need to do. You know, this will come back, of course, and then we will get out. In this situation, we could just get the other bin 10, because I mean, the thing is, why you want bin 10 or a Herald, it doesn't matter which, is because you want to draw into your sticks because they're beaters. That's why you want to what would you rather draw into with this hand? Like, you know, a bin 10 or a stick? Like, you really want to draw into a stick, so you want to leave the sticks in the deck to be able to, you know, hopefully draw into those, you know, off of Max C, or, you know, next turn if this somehow dies, you know, I mean, let's just say you have to pitch, you know, all three of these and, you know, Max C, you know, it's just like, we'll see, we reload pretty well. It's like whatever. But yeah, guys, that is it for the deck profile. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Feel free to play around with this deck, you know, leave suggestions questions down below, just anything. If you guys did manage to build a better version of this deck than me, Yugi Jesus, I would love to hear about it. And I'd also love to know what you guys are going to be playing this format, because I think it's going to be pretty diverse. I mean, we'll see. But until we know, guys, be sure to dick slap that like button and subscribe. Subscribe.